Hey y'all, this is At the Buzzer Podcast. I'm your host, King Will, with
And I'm JessNett. Welcome.
welcome to our first show, man. I hope y'all really get ready to see these great topics that we're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk a lot about NFL, NBA. We'll talk about it a little MMA, maybe, baseball, but we'll dibble dab on a
Mhm.
lot of that. We're also gonna have our segment called Facts or Not. Are y'all gonna tell us what the statement is gonna be and see if this
Mhm.
statement is a real good fact or is not facts at all. And then we're gonna have our at the buzzer rant at the end of that. All right.
Mhm.
So first,
Yep.
we're gonna start off with a little bit of NFL talk, Jess. So, what do you feel about what you saw Sunday night? I know I was texting you. You were
Yeah,
talking
you
about your
did.
Giants,
Always. Oh my
and
God.
and your Giants really got waxed out there. Really show how good Philly is, man. How you feeling about Philadelphia and Jalen Hurts?
Like you really tugging at my heartstrings. But so because I wasn't gonna wear my Michael Strahan jersey, but they don't deserve it. They don't deserve it. So I mean, look, and hopefully we can get into a wild card, hopefully, but we're struggling. But no, Philly is great. Jalen Hurts, along with like we talked about, Patty is up there with, the NFL MVP right now, I would say.
Yep.
And Jalen Hurts definitely deserves it. I'm so proud of him, first off,
Mhm.
because we talked about it. We definitely don't think we would have saw this a couple years
Mhm.
ago. So it's
Absolutely.
so nice to see it. He's completing his passes. He has a great receiving core. I will say that he has a great receiving core.
Mhm.
He has great offensive line that protects him, which is great for him. And Philly always usually has a pretty good defense, so that's good for him. The coaching staff is great. They seem like they really love him and they do everything that helps out his strengths. So
Mhm.
they're looking great. I was luckily I was running errands. I just saw highlights. I was not watching the game, but everyone was texting me like you was like, "We in trouble or y'all trash?" And we not
Oh yeah, it
trash,
was.
but we definitely not as good. And it's definitely Dallas and Philly at this time, especially in our division. Our division, first off, our division is probably the best in the league. I think so. Our division,
Mhm.
because we have a great
Mhm.
win loss
I can
record
agree
on
with
both
that.
ends. Even Washington is good.
I can agree with
Washington is
that.
good, and
I won't say
I don't.
good. They're decent.
I mean, and then I don't know why we drafted a new quarterback, and people that's controversial, but um, we'll be all right. But no, Philly. To answer your question, Philly is legit, so I like them.
I'll say I won't just say it's just Philly and the Cowboys because did you see San Francisco against Tampa Bay? Uh,
Yes. Well, Thomas.
and they're doing this without and get this though, they're doing this without a quarterback. The defense is just that good, and it seems like Shanahan's offense can work with any quarterback. It don't matter if it's Jimmy G. It don't matter if it's Trey Lance. Now you got Purdy. I mean, they could probably throw my fat self out there, and I could probably throw for 300 yards back there.
Well,
So
honey, go ahead and
I
get your
wouldn't pick on the
check.
49ers.
Get your check. But look, okay, so Thomas Edward Patrick Brady the third, he was looking really pissed, and
Mhm.
I don't blame him. And he should have just stayed retired. But that's just my opinion. Um, However, he said he's gonna play till he's 50. I think it's lies. But I mean, hey, he's still the go at with this. But they're not. To me, they're not that good. So,
Oh yeah, I
especially
mean, absolutely. He absolutely sold his family for this star year. That's why he's probably cussing out his teammates and all that. He's like, I gave away my family for y'all. Y'all can't block for me. You can't do anything for me. But I will say, San Fran is shocking me how good they are playing without a good quarterback. And that goes to show that you can kind of say having a good quarterback is kind of overrated because there's not a lot of good quarterbacks in the NFL, I believe, to this day. I was asking a friend about Dak Prescott. In your opinion, do you think Dak Prescott is a top 10 QB?
um no. But that's just my opinion. I don't
Um,
I mean, well, okay, he might be number 9 or 10. He might be number 9, 10. Let me not disrespect. And I
Okay,
now for some
so let's go
reason
down the list. Let's
the
go down
Patriots
this
and the
list.
Cowboys got
Let's
in
go
the
down this
middle.
list.
But yeah.
Is he better than Rodgers? I'm just saying. We're just going down the list.
No.
Okay. Would you say he's better than Brady?
No, I'm not gonna do Brady like that.
Okay. We're gonna say. All right. We're already gonna go. We're already gonna say Pat Mahomes, Jalen Hurts.
Okay. So that's four. So that's four.
That's four. Justin
How about
Herbert.
no Herbert
Okay.
fire? I don't give
All
a
right.
fuck.
Tua.
If you go by this year, I would pick Tua.
See. Okay. So that's it. Okay. So who are we missing? I feel like we're missing someone.
Um, my my little boo,
Trevor
Russell
Lawrence.
Wilson, he might
Yeah,
take
Russell
Russell
Wilson.
Wilson's place. I mean, Russell Wilson's place. But wait, but let me leave him out for a second. Let me think of someone else. Who else? You Kyler Murray.
Hey, look here. Hey, the biggest Kyler Murray is the biggest. Hey, the
I watched
man
the
just
Hard
took
Knocks
the
fight with
man
him.
just. But that's what I said. The man took the Arizona Cardinals off his Instagram and somehow used that to get paid almost $230 million.
Yeah, that
And
was
I
a
was
little
just mind blown by that because it was the biggest con job I ever seen. Because he darn sure was not worth that much money, and that's why Lamar's probably sitting back in Baltimore like, there's no way in heck Kyler Murray should be making more money than me. Never mind the nasty man, the creep, Deshaun Watson. He make more money than him. Like
hmm
Kyler Murray did the best con job ever by just removing the team off his Instagram, and that way he played that into $220 million. And the man can't even get off the video games.
Yeah, I'm not gonna hold you. I still think I would pick him up. I don't know. I don't. Okay, Geno Smith. Would you pick Geno over Dak? That's a tough.
Mm.
It shouldn't be tough, but it is a tough one.
But Gino, statistically wise, is playing top five. Like,
Exactly. Um.
hmm.
Then there's Matter of fact, I'm not. In spite of Russell Wilson being not good this year, I'm still gonna pick him over Dak. So
Okay.
that's just me. And I know how you feel about Matthew Stafford, but I'm picking him over.
Ah. Don't even get me started about Matthew Stafford. Y'all done put Matthew Stafford in the Hall of Fame. I can't believe it. I can't
Kirk
believe y'all put
Cousins.
Matthew
Oh
Stafford in the
wait,
Hall of Fame.
I'll pick Kirk Cousins over Dak.
You wild. You wild. You wild.
Okay. Wait, hold on. Let me put on my because us Giants fans can't stand the Cowboys. Let me take off that hat. Let me take off that for a
Is
second. Let
you
me.
wild.
Okay. Man, yeah. Okay. Let's be real. Dak's probably number 9 or 10.
9 or 10.
He's probably number 9. He's not. I don't like. We just named about 7. I think he's about in the latter pack, like 8, 9, or 10 ish. Don't you think?
Nah, like I said, I'm gonna go down my list. So you got to me, Lamar is better,
Oh
Herbert
shoot!
is
I forgot
better.
about Lamar.
Exactly. Lamar, you got Lamar, Rogers, Brady, Herbert, Tua. To me, that's 5 right there.
Yeah, that's too.
Okay. Pat Mahomes, 6. Jalen
Okay.
Hurts, 7. That's
Okay.
7 people already better than that, right?
Yeah. Like I said, he's
All
like 8,
right.
9, or 10.
8, 9, and 10. So you would put him ahead of Deshaun Watson?
No, but Deshaun hasn't played. Are we going by this year? We gotta be respectful. Are we
I mean,
going?
right
Are we
now,
going by this year?
if you was building okay, if you right now, if you building you a team and you had Deshaun Watson or Dak, who you getting?
Even though he hasn't played, and that's
Is
sad.
that
I'm going by my what how he was before, and he was better than Dak before. So I'm hopefully he's still in the gym, throwing, still running a little bit. Hopefully he not taking a dive. Then yeah, I
I
would
mean, he
definitely go with
played
Deshaun.
these 2 games he played, he's not look good at all.
See, that's crazy because I haven't
He
even watched.
looks rusty
Well, he hasn't played in over. I
in two
mean, that's
years.
understandable. That's understandable. But yes, I would definitely choose Deshaun Watson. You're
No.
doing how you did with Kawhi recently, where you was putting Kawhi in your top 10, and I was like, he hasn't played in 2 years, but You know, I'll digress.
Hey, look here. Kawhi is a legit player. Y'all better stop hating on Kawhi.
Yeah, when he plays, he hasn't played. So
I mean, when he plays, okay, we'll get. We're not gonna get in that debate anyway. So, but I will say this: I definitely see the favorite is Philadelphia. Um, the Cowboys, even though I question them because watching them against Houston, they did not play well against Houston at all. Um, the Cowboys, you can't sleep on the 49ers. And then in the AFC,
their defense might be the best in the league. Do you think so? The Cowboys?
absolutely. No. Not the Cowboys, the 49ers.
Oh, I don't know. The Cowboys defense is well. I know yesterday it looked like they were, yeah, but
Mm,
that was the first time though in a very long time. Like they
I
were.
mean, yes, but I would still put the 49ers ahead of them.
Okay, yeah.
I
No,
mean, to be honest.
I heard some. I'm not gonna say who said it, but I saw that they said what's the quarterback that they had in the Niners. They
Uh,
said they were saying he looked really Tom Brady-ish. I'm not gonna say who said it, but that's what they said.
oh Lord, let them keep saying that. So, all right, so that's the favorites I could see honestly. And even though Kansas City just is aggravated, Pat Mahomes just aggravated me. He one day he's just playing out of his mind, and the next day he's throwing two stupid interceptions to let the
They
Denver
still
Broncos
won
come
though,
back.
right? They still
They
won.
still won, but
But
I
it was
mean they absolutely let Denver come back in the game.
yeah,
And
that's what I
this
heard.
was
Yeah.
something. This was that weird Pat Mahomes from the playoffs last year when they played against Cincinnati,
Mm.
where he was just balling out of control, and it just seemed like he came out of halftime and just was like, you know what, I just don't want to play no more. Like I'm just gonna do stupid stuff and all that. And I think
Mm.
that is the gift and the curse that comes with Pat Mahomes because he's so
Mhm.
gifted. You remember that's why I said about the MVP. He's
Mhm.
Michael Jordan, honestly, in the NFL,
I
where
don't know. I think
he,
he's more of a Steph because he
you
do
think
stupid
he
stuff. Because he do
okay.
stupid stuff. You know how Steph be doing some stupid behind the back. You be like, why'd you do that stupid pass? Like, and then again, and you be like, he'd be like, and then so that's how Pat be looking sometimes to me. So he's more into Steph, and and then he's sort of changed. Well, I'm not gonna say no. Steph really changed the game, but Pat sort of has the change of game quality a little bit. But
Oh no,
people
absolutely.
sleep on because those no look passes. I'm not gonna hold you. I mean, Aaron Rodgers was doing it before
Mm.
and Matthew Stafford did a little did a little bit before too. But
Oh,
um, Patty, they I think they're pretty similar. But I do agree that Pat do be doing some out of character stuff. It's like he get too lackadaisical with the ball. Like
he
he be like
absolutely does.
he do, and I think, and honestly, I want to say because we thought he was gonna miss, which I'm sure he missed Tyreek Hill, and whether Tyreek
Mm.
Hill admits it, I'm pretty sure he missed Patty sometimes. But Pat makes everyone look good because some of these
Mm.
receivers that I didn't even know
Mm-hmm.
are out here going crazy. Like, and he's making your boy Juju Juju look really
Um,
he's making Juju look good.
mm, I won't. That's a little
Juju
far. It's a little far fetched.
Juju don't even drop that many balls anymore. He used to drop a lot of passes.
Don't get me started about Juju. Man, whatever. Don't get. We're not going to even get to my Steelers. Okay, so we just go ignore it. I told you, my football season is over between my Miami Hurricanes and my Steelers. Yeah, I'm already looking toward basketball season, and hell, I can't even look toward basketball season because you got Trey Young and Nate McMillan not getting along. So, which that lets me slide to. Let's get to this NBA talk a little bit. Uh, the Pelicans look real good. Look really good.
Our boy Zion, he out here dunking on people, making people mad. I'm just playing, but no, but I did see what Chris Paul did. Chris Paul shouldn't be doing stuff like that, but he a little dirty a little bit. My
I
husband
mean, but
loves
yeah,
Chris Paul.
I cannot believe people are so shocked Chris Paul is like that. I mean, I'm of the age that remember when Chris Paul nut shot Julius Hodges from North Carolina State when he played for Wake Forest. I mean, Chris Paul been doing stuff like this, and that's why I didn't
Yeah,
understand why they got so mad at Zion dunking on them. And then I even tripped out more, so I said, "Let me get this straight. Y'all was mad at him for doing the dunk. Y'all got
hmm
a chance to play them again, and he still hit another 35 on you. Phoenix need to just
yeah.
shut up. Phoenix, window is closed. They had their one opportunity against Milwaukee for the finals. It's done. And I
I
think they
agree.
realized that. I think they're realizing that. And that's why they all being cranky about everything because they're done. They're absolutely finished.
What happened to Jay Crowder? I heard Jay Crowder because I know you be like, I be digging, but you be digging. Jay Crowder not playing for them no more, right? And he's trying to get traded. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes. He's trying to get traded right now. So right now it's kind of like that John Wall situation where
Okay.
they're paying him to sit until they find him a team to be traded to.
Why is he mad? He must be
His
mad
role
about
was
something.
his role was diminished because of the uprising of Miles Bridges. Miles Bridges
Oh,
started taking time. So you had Miles Bridges and the shooter who is leaving my head right now. I can't think his name. He went to UNC.
Cam,
Cam.
Cam Johnson. Yeah,
Both of them started coming up, which then started cutting Jay Crowder's
and they
hours.
can
I
both
mean,
defend and shoot too. They could both
yeah,
defend
they
and shoot.
defenders and they can both shoot. So Jay
Yeah.
Crowder is just a rant, is out the rotation. Honestly, this is
We'll take him at Brooklyn though. We'll take him. We'll take him.
don't,
We need a defender. We need a defender. Shoot, I even
oh,
take him with
okay.
my Knicks. Why you take him over there? They're
Mm,
not contending though, so he might not want to go there. But he might want to go back to Miami. He might want to go. I don't know. The Lakers could probably use him. So
nah, well, I know
there's places for him to go.
the teams
Milwaukee.
I'm reading a lot about is like, yeah, Milwaukee is one of them. Milwaukee, there's some interest from Golden State, and there's some interest from, I believe, Miami. They are interested into him and trading for him. But from my understanding, Phoenix price tag is still slightly a little too high, and that's why he hasn't really lit anywhere yet. So we'll see what that
Honey,
goes on with Jay. But
they just need to trade him money. Just go ahead and trade him. It's okay.
mm,
Yeah, act like y'all won't miss him. So go ahead and just trade that man and go about your business. That's just my opinion. But who are your MVPs for the like early MVPs for the wait,
uh,
do you want to talk about the Golden State Boston game first? What we going into?
well, I guess we'll talk about the MVPs and it'll work to the Golden State thing because
Okay.
I mean, y'all know I'm the Tatum hater. A lot of people like to call me the Tatum hater, but I will say he's the leading
He's at least in
MVP.
the top three. Okay, I'm about to say at least give him top
I'll
three.
say he was number one to that butt kicking they took from Golden State Saturday.
You gonna get just one
Um,
game, really? We're gonna go by one game. Like he
I
can't
mean, but you
fall. He
know,
can't fall.
my only thing with Tatum is this: I wish people would just understand that Tatum is more of a co MVP because I feel like Jalen Brown does not get enough talk about what happened. Just I be telling my friends all this. You look up, Tatum might have 35 points, Jalen Brown has 34, but y'all want to glorify Tatum up there to
I
the
don't
rank,
see.
and I be like, Jalen Brown is playing just as good as Tatum. Jalen Brown was an All Star before Jason Tatum. Okay, Jalen Brown was playing well in the finals. If Boston Celtics would have figured out a way to beat Golden State in the NBA finals, y'all cannot tell me Jalen Brown shouldn't have been MVP of that NBA finals.
Nah, he should have. He should have. Or Al Horford, but definitely Jalen Brown because Al Horford was hooping. There's one person that
He was.
during that whole the whole playoffs. You know, Jalen Brown had a moment when I think it was against Milwaukee when they were kind of because against Milwaukee he was all right. Tatum was better against Milwaukee and no Brooklyn against Brooklyn they both played great. And then
Mm.
Milwaukee it was more of Tatum's game that took off and Brown was okay. But then Miami Tatum was but Brown was great or better. Yeah. And then in the finals, it was Tatum was like, ooh, and Brown was great. So like Brown had a better overall players, but Al Horford during the whole time, he did not, he had great numbers during the whole time. He didn't suck the whole
Is
time.
that
I give him credit,
so?
and he's like 35, 36. Like he was out there hooping. So
I
um
say this: Tatum is playing great. There's no lie to that. Tatum, I know I got some flack last season when I said Tatum wasn't in my top 10. Okay, I admit I was tripping a little bit. So he's number
Wait,
nine. I'll give him number
okay,
nine.
fine. All right. At least you can admit. At least you can admit. I'll give you
Yeah,
that.
I'll say,
That's good.
but I do think Tatum, out of all the MVP candidates, who I think is Zion is one of them.
Yeah.
Of course, you
Zion
got
definitely.
Giannis. Giannis is one of them. AD has been playing kind of decent, where you could
You
kind of put him
I still put
legit.
Luca number two. I put Luca number two.
Luca. But what put to my point is Tatum has the most help out of all of them. If you take Tatum off
Mm.
that team, Boston still makes the playoffs. Okay?
You can say the same thing about Tim Duncan back in the day when he was winning MVPs. He had a lot of help, but we was like, oh, he was the best player on the team. He deserves it. And oh, and
And
by the way,
he
he probably had the
really
best coach. And then he had the best coach. So let's
I
not
mean,
be like,
hold on. To me, hold on. First of all, time out. That's like the Michael Jordan, Phil Jackson argument. Oh, Michael Jordan had the greatest coach of all time. Okay, but Michael was there, and Phil, they came at the same time, and they grew together. So just like with Tim Duncan and Pop, they came together and they grew together. And second of all, without Tim Duncan's greatness, Ginobili and Tony Parker would not be as good without Tim Duncan. I told y'all to
I feel
stop
the same
playing with
way
me about
about
Tim
Brown.
Duncan. Mm.
I feel the same way about Brown. I mean, without Tatum, Brown wouldn't be like, he'd be all right.
Without Tatum, Jalen Brown would be a top five player because he would prove to all y'all that he is the better player out of Jason Tatum. I will die on my grave about this. That Jalen Brown is better than
You
Jason
know what?
Tatum.
What's his name? Brad Stevens. I hope one day you'll see this. Please trade Jalen Brown. Please, this might be
No,
controversial. Hopefully, one day it just takes off. Jalen Brown, trade Jalen Brown to Sacramento, one of them teams. Please, I want to see him be a top five legit player in this league. And I would like to be shut up because I'm tired of him in my point to win. I'm tired.
whatever,
I really hope it happens.
whatever. Y'all want to raise Tatum up to these high ranks. He's a great player. Don't get it twisted, but he's the Scottie Pippen and Jalen Brown's the Michael Jordan. That's all I'm gonna say. With that being said, Boston is leading the East, and
Yep.
they look real good. But they did take a butt whooping from Golden State, which Golden State was proving to them that they may not be ready for this for the championship. But the East kind of
Now
looks
on
kind of wide
December,
open to them.
now on December, when this happened? December 10th. Now on December 10th, we saying it. Now on December 10th. And then December 12th, and it happened December 10th. I know we're not judging this because Christmas games, I don't judge. I, personally, and I think I told you this, I do not judge like teams all the way through. To me, it's too early. Of course, this is our job. This is what we do. But I'm saying after All-Star break, which I know teams start, God forbid, get injuries and blah, 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 blah. This is when we see teams who they are around March and April. So that's when I really judge. But I just want to say I can't talk down on Boston really all that because they took a butt whooping and Steph Curry gonna Steph Clay. And by the way, ever since whoever told Clay was it Miles Bridges, whoever told Clay he couldn't shoot no more, whatever he did, Clay has been hooping. I just want to Clay has been going crazy. Draymond, I mean, he's been looking a little sus. But by playoff time, I expect him to be better because Draymond does better in the playoffs, in my opinion.
Well, they need Draymond to play better because it seems like the James Wiseman experiment is a bust. I mean, last I checked,
They
he
should have
actually
drafted
struggled with
LaMelo.
his
They should have drafted LaMelo because that would have been beautiful. And LaMelo would be like, and then Steph, and he did what he had to shoot. He'd just be passing Stephen on the ball. He would have been averaging 15 assists. But they wanted to draft Wiseman.
Where's LaMelo at now? Where's LaMelo now though? What is he doing now?
He's hurt. He's hurt. He is hurt. He's been hurt the whole season. He's played one game.
And
he literally, and he had to leave in the middle of the game, I think, or near close to the end. He was hurt.
He got hurt again.
Yeah, he hasn't played this year.
But I will agree with you. The James Wiseman experiment has seemed to fail. I don't know what's going on with him. So they're gonna need a lot from Draymond. So they're getting a lot of good play out of Kuminga, which is good. Moody is Jordan Poole. I mean, he ain't Steph Curry, but he's Steph Curry light. But he's also atrocious on defense, so he gets cooked on defense.
He's so much fun to watch on offense. He's so much fun. His game is so fun to watch. I really like watching him. But I don't know. Golden State's always going to be in the mix. So.
Yeah, Golden State is staying in the mix. Like I said, the West to me is wide open. To me, when you look even 1 through 11, even a team like Minnesota, which has been struggling, but I think I didn't want to wish harm against Cat, but now that Cat is injured, I think it's now time to
To move
showcase
on.
that Minnesota needs to move on to Ant Man and let him take over the team. I think it's really time for Ant Man to prove who he is now.
He's gonna be, I think, and I said this before, after I like messing with you because you just like anyone from Georgia, you like to like make him Michael Jordan. But look, the point
I
of the
mean,
matter
yeah.
is, uh, the point of the matter is that what I want to say is I think Anthony Edwards is going to be one of the best players in the world. I think it's going to be top five, like top five. With not
Mhm.
right now, I give him another year or two. And even he said it. You know how cocky he is. He said, "I need
Mhm.
one more year to be up in there, like top three." That's what he was saying. That's what
Is
he
that
said.
supposed to be? Is that supposed to be your
That's what he
Georgia
said.
accent?
Yeah, that was supposed to be my Georgia accent. You like it? That sounded
No,
good.
no, no.
But
You
that's what
sound
he
like a New
said.
Yorker trying to do a Georgia accent. Absolutely hard.
But I really like him though. I really like his athleticism is legit. His shooting has gotten better. Um, I mean, anytime, first off, shooters are always needed in the NBA, no matter what. Um, you're going to make it into the league if you can shoot. That's just my opinion, especially this era. If you could shoot, you have a high chance of making it to the league. I don't care if you're second, third round, whatever. You have a high chance. But um, his shooting has gotten better. His athleticism is legit. I can already tell that he has leadership qualities. He's trying to, but he's going to be a different type of leader though. He's not going to be like LeBron leader-ish. He's gonna be like, he might be Jordan-ish. He might punch someone in the face one day. But
I
but
will
I
say
respect
that.
it. I respect it.
Like I said, I think this is the time for him to really show who he is because I think the issue was that's why I hated the Rudy Gobert trade, and he even said it. It's hard to get to the paint when you got the paint being stuck. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know why they got Rudy
To
Gobert because
defense.
all you're gonna do is stuff up the paint. I mean, even with defense, trade Cat. I mean, I've been saying that trade Cat to get better on the defensive
Well, honey,
side.
bring him on to Brooklyn. Because honey, we need another a rebounding person and
Y'all don't need another emotional NBA basketball
oh
player on
shoot.
Brooklyn.
You know
You
what?
already got
You are
one of the
right.
most emotional ones in Kevin Durant. You got Kyrie Irving. He might say something crazy one day. He might go on a hiatus. You want to add Cat? Oh yeah, y'all gonna get the tissues ready because it's gonna be a bunch of crying over there.
That is not that bad. He just okay, I mean he's a little emotional. But look, I'm just saying, I think Cat is still going to give you 20 and 10 though. That's what he's going to give you 20 and 10, and then Rudy Gobert, he's going to give you all the rebounds and defense. So that I think that's what Minnesota was thinking, that they could be a twin tower thing, like a David Robinson, I know they're not
Mhm.
them. I know. Don't get on me
No, I
here.
get you.
But
I get what you're trying to
I
say.
think they wanted to do something like that. That's what I was thinking. I think it's an experiment. And then
I
once
mean,
it don't work, they'll trade it.
it was a nice experiment.
We gonna judge
Utah
too
fleeced
much.
them.
We
Utah
judging
fleeced
too
them.
much.
I mean, 4 first round picks. I expected more out of Rudy Gobert for 4 first round picks. So, especially when you got that Wimby over there that clearly Utah we thought was taken, even though they had dropped down, but we clearly know San Antonio is definitely taking for Wimby out there trying to get the next Tim Duncan. But I mean, I'm glad I got the trade at first. It seemed to make sense because I was thinking that of myself. I thought Rudy
Mm-hmm,
Gobert would be the inside, Cat would be the outside. Mister, I'm the
mm-hmm,
greatest 3 point big man in the league, which was absolutely asinine with Dirk
uh-huh.
Nowitzki in the world. But
Right.
I thought it was going to work. But clearly, they have not figured it out, and I think it's a bunch of mismatch players because one, you don't have a true point guard in
Mm-hmm.
D'Angelo Russell. D'Angelo Russell's good, but he's not a point guard that can set the
He's
offense.
more of a shooting. He's more of a shooting
Oh
guard.
yeah, he's looking for a shot. He's absolutely looking for a shot. So when you got that, you got Cat shooting threes, and then you got Rudy Gobert. But see, Rudy Gobert's issue is the reason why Utah traded him. Rudy Gobert is a great defender till you put him in that pick and roll. Remember, that's how Phoenix ate him alive in the playoffs to the point they couldn't even put him on the court because they were eating him alive with the pick and roll. And once teams figure that out, he's getting eaten alive again. And when you don't already, because Cat is not a very good shot blocker, he's not known for his
Right.
shot blocking. Now you just got two stone, two bricks sitting in the paint, which is keeping Ant Man to get into the lane and drive. So I honestly hope this. I hope it works where they see Ant play, and I think Minnesota will finally wake up and just say, you know what? Let's try to sell high, see who's willing to give us some first round picks back since we gave away all our first round picks for Rudy
Mhm.
Gobert. Let's see if we can get some back for Cat and build this team around Ant Man. So. But leaving that with the West, that's them at 13. Under them, you got the Clippers. The Clippers doing good. Sacramento, you joking about Sacramento. Hey, everybody that was getting on me about Fox, when I kept telling y'all Fox was a top 5 point guard, I think he's finally
I
proving to
like
y'all
Fox.
he
I like
has that
Fox.
talent. Like you said, we talked
It's just
about
because he's in
Dallas.
Sacramento. It's just because he's in Sacramento. If he
I
was
mean,
somewhere
very
else,
true.
would you pick him
Very
over
true.
Shy?
Who?
Would you pick? Is it Shy or Shay? Would you pick him
Shay.
over? Would you pick him over Shay? I wouldn't. But that would you pick him over Shay?
Because
And
I've been
oh,
a big
and
fan.
they're the same type of team too. They're the same.
But
Actually,
I've been a big
Sacramento
fan
might
of
be
Shay.
better. Sacramento might be better than them, like
Well,
overall.
I'll say this: Sacramento has the better roster now. OKC got the better roster for the future because I like the Giddy
Oh,
kid too.
Because Chet gonna be
You
there
got
too.
Chet that's hurt, and Josh Giddy is not a bad player. I really
I
like
like
Josh Giddy
I
a
like
lot.
Josh Giddey.
So
He can
they
give you
they
a triple
definitely they're
double.
just young, but I'm glad Shea is finally showing that because that goes to show people forget when the Clippers traded for Paul George at
They didn't want to
OKC,
give up Shea.
they did not want to give up Shea.
They didn't want to give him up.
That almost killed the deal
They
because
saw
they
the
didn't want to give
potential.
away Shea. Yep,
Yeah.
but they ended up having to give him away, and I know the Clippers kicking, which they could have probably kept Shea, but I mean it was the only way to make the
But y'all
trade
want
work.
they wanted way. I mean, they wanted way off. I mean, Paul George. They wanted him. So I mean, I guess it was a win. I haven't
I
seen
mean,
it yet. I haven't seen it yet. But I mean, I guess it's a win.
the Clippers issues the case stay healthy. I mean, just point blank, your two superstars are made out of glass. Like, I love Kawhi. Kawhi is a Hall of Famer. To me, a top 10 small forward of all time. I'll say he's like 9.
Okay, all right. I mean, you could put him in. You could put him in there. I might have to read through our stuff maybe for another segment. Like if we could
Mhm.
talk about our top small forwards of all time or top shooting guards of all time, blah blah blah. But
Yeah,
as of right now, just off the top of my brain, he's in the top 10. I give you
that's
that.
what I said. I mean, I hated it. He couldn't
And
stay
especially if he
healthy.
wins another one. If he wins another one, I might even think about putting him in the top 5, especially with the Clippers. If he wins one with the Clippers, it'd be very hard not to
I
put
just,
him.
I
It'd
don't
be
see.
very hard though. Oh, you saying them winning or me putting him in the
I
top
don't. I
5?
don't see them winning. I don't see them winning. I just don't see it. I mean,
How
really,
about
like I
you?
said, I tell a lot of people I think with the Clippers, maybe they're doing a lot of early low management to hopefully
Hmm.
when they make it to the playoffs, and that's when they're gonna just say, "Hey, Kawhi, Paul George, we're going to take the handcuffs off of y'all and now play your game." Maybe
Hmm.
that's their game, and if it is that game, and if Paul George and Kawhi plays at the level that we expect Paul George and Kawhi to play, you're talking about two top 10 players. Kawhi, who has the skill potential to be the best player in the league when he's right,
Yeah.
But I just don't. I told people I think Kawhi is honestly probably done. I think it's
You think
them knees
you
was a
think it's
lot
cooked?
more.
Can
I
get
won't even
worse?
say he's cooked. He's just his body is failing him. I think he probably has maybe another year on them knees, maybe another year or two,
Mm.
and that comes from them just doing load management. If he probably was constantly playing, he probably would have been retired by now because I just think that's how bad with his knees is. But when he's on, yeah,
Yeah, he's
skill
very
level
clutch too.
wise. Oh yeah,
So
absolutely.
and you probably because you're the type, you're like a Max Kellerman type. I'm just playing, but you did say when he said that he was more, he would choose him over Kobe. You probably agreed, didn't you?
Nah, I won't go that far, but y'all know Look here, don't
No,
give me. And that'll be another debate for another segment about my
I'm not in the
Kobe or
mood. I'm in
why.
a good mood. I'm in a good mood. I'm in a good mood. I'm not
You ain't ready.
because
You ain't ready.
I'm gonna have to leave. I will leave the studio. But look, the but no, I really. So then the next up, so you guessing will the Lakers make? I think the Lakers gonna make the playoffs though. I think it's gonna be tough, but they're gonna make the playoffs. Now, do I think they're gonna win a round
I think it's
one
gonna be tough.
series? I don't know, but for them to make it in, it's gonna be tough. But I think they can make. Now that's if AD don't get hurt. If
That's true.
AD
That's
don't
true.
get hurt, they have a good chance. If AD gets hurt, I
Yeah, it's over. If 80 Blake. So it's tough to say they're gonna make it. Let's see.
because Westbrook is playing. Actually, people are not giving him his flowers. Westbrook is playing better than last year.
Yes, he is. He
The
is.
Devin Ham is it Devin Ham? Yeah,
Darvin
Darvin.
Ham.
Sorry, Devin. If you ever want to
Mhm.
watch, I'm sorry, Darvin. So Darvin Ham did a great job though. He brought him off the bench. I'm so glad Westbrook agreed because it's making him look really is bringing him, and he's elevated his game, and you could tell he's having
Mhm.
fun. So I'm happy for him. I wouldn't even be shocked if he makes an all-star. I know that might sound crazy. I'm not saying fans voting, but I'm talking about like, the people in the background, the coaches and stuff. They might choose
Mm,
him.
I doubt it.
I know that
It's
could be another
low.
segment. Who we like and who we
Yeah,
think the all-star is gonna be.
yeah.
But
And really, though, you can't seriously get into that till you at least get into January.
January,
Is when
yeah.
you can probably really think about it.
But my boy Shea
But
better be in there.
it's gonna be tough for Shea because
I think he
you
should be
got to
voted
figure. Okay, so you got to figure Ja and Steph already are probably gonna go in.
because they're so popular. Yeah. Okay,
So you
well
got to figure this.
the coaches gonna have to vote for him.
Then you got Devin Booker. Um, I feel
Is
like
he
I
an MVP candidate? See for you. A lot of people have him in there.
Devin Booker. Not really. Because I just don't see Devin Booker to me. When people trying to say he's the next Kobe, which was just absolutely laughable. Devin
And
Booker to me is
you're a
more.
Kobe hater too, so that was
And
shocking for me.
I am not a Kobe hater, but I am a Kobe truthist. I feel like some of y'all got a little scrambled in the brain about Kobe a little bit. He's a very great talent, but don't get me on that rant. That's for another day. But
Look,
to
ignorance is
me,
bliss,
Devin
but I'm
Booker,
not a move for you. Ignorance is bliss. I'm just gonna say that. But go ahead.
but Devin Booker to me is more like a Gilbert Arenas like
Oh,
level. Like I can give you points, I can score, but I'm not good enough to lead you to a championship. I'm just not that good enough.
that was one of the
Uh,
best ones you ever said. I'm not gonna hold you. Like that was top
yeah,
tier.
that
Like
was good, but that's definitely Devin Booker. I mean, he's a great talent, but all he can do is
like
really
that
score.
should be on First Take or Undisputed. What you just said was really good. Like, wow. That was good. That was a great comparison. I could see it. And I
That's
love
what I see in Devin
and I
Booker.
loved Hibachi. I loved Hibachi.
And he
Like,
was very good, but to me, like he couldn't get past LeBron. He wasn't that good enough because there's levels to this. He just was not at that level at that time. He wasn't at the level with LeBron or Dwayne
and
Wade. I
that
mean,
wasn't even like the best LeBron either.
because let me ask you something, which would be a debate on Hall of Fame. Do you think he's a Hall of Famer?
Gilbert?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Exactly.
Not because of his talent is Hall of Fame. I'm like he didn't play it long enough to me. And
But then,
then
okay. Hold on. Let me hold you on that one then. So we can say Gilbert Arenas' run was probably what? 7 years?
that's
Seven,
not
eight
long
years?
enough. That's not long enough.
Okay. How long you think T Mac run was then?
It was about the same. It was about the same. I know. Okay. It was about the same, but T Mac made more of an impact to me.
Uh-huh.
And I think deep down you know that too. T Mac made more of an impact on the floor now look, did he not get out of the first round ever? That is true. It is very true.
And look, and you talking to a T Mac fan. I'm a T Mac fan,
Yes,
and
yes, I agree.
I always question him in the Hall of Fame. I really did because yes, at one point he was the best player in the league,
And I think that's why
with
I think it's what
Kobe.
helped him.
You remember, it used to be a legit conversation. Was it T Mac or Kobe Bryant? That was a
It
legit
was. I
conversation.
I remember as a young person in my life.
All I can say
Yeah.
is, when you supposed to run a decade, it ain't supposed to be a conversation. That's all I'm gonna
Yes, it
say. Like,
is. Yes, it is. It's always a conversation.
well, I was
It's
just
always a
saying,
conversation.
when
What?
we
At
talk
least
Tim
what?
Duncan, when we talk Tim Duncan, there is no conversation, right?
Yes,
There's
it
no,
is. Yes, it is.
there's,
A lot of people say, you know what? I
woo.
don't got time for you. You know what? What's next? No, because no, we not gonna do this. I don't know why you want to do this. Because
We
there is
ain't
a
gonna do it. That's
conversation.
for the
People
future.
always
That's for the
oh,
future. That's for the future. Okay, I ain't gonna say that.
my
That's for
blood
the future.
boil. I almost got hives. Like you really try me, and it's cool. That's what you do. That's what
You
this is
know,
about.
I'm
At the
just,
Buzzer
but
podcast, guys. More. Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
I'll just say it. But all I can say is this. That's why I compared Devin Booker to. He really wasn't winning until Chris Paul got there. Chris Paul was able to, mellow them
That's
out, figure
true.
it out.
That's
But
what Chris
now
Paul
that Chris
do.
Paul is definitely hitting the downhill, Chris Paul's hitting the downhill. They expected more out of him and Aiton, and they're just
Aiden don't
not
even
going to
want to
work.
be there. Aiden does not want to
Uh,
be there.
I never seen a man take 115 million, and it's looked like I hate
Honey,
it.
after all that, you might as well let KD come there. Why are you playing? Like, I don't know why they could have done a little swap. But no, they didn't want Aiden. Brooklyn didn't want Aiden. People don't know that. Brooklyn
Yeah,
didn't want
no.
him.
I mean, I don't
But
blame him because Aiden, I'll say this, Aiden is very fortunate. When people used to get on Trey Young and Luca, I used to always tell people like, well, we just ignoring that Aiden was the number one
right,
pick.
he was
Like, like if anybody need to be mad, it's Phoenix because they could have had Luca. Now Luca cooks them every game.
yeah. And they could have had Trey. They
They
could
could
have
have had Trey. They could have
well,
had Jared Jackson.
yeah, they could have had
Um,
they could have had a lot of
exactly. They
people.
took Aiton. I mean, when I saw Aiton play, I did see the David Robinson type of
You do
comparison,
see it. You do see it.
but I don't know if he just can't figure it out with Phoenix. He just doesn't work well with Devin Booker. But I think he needs to go somewhere else, and maybe he can flourish somewhere else. What you think?
Correct. I agree. Yeah. That's a great topic right there. We could
So
also do draft classes now on who we would like pick because that would be a good one too.
yes,
Like if we was to
so
redo drafts.
we, we can
I'm sure a
see,
lot of
yeah.
teams. I'm sure a lot of teams would like to redo drafts. I still
Oh yeah.
cannot believe, and you like to talk about Tatum, but if the Lakers would have drafted Tatum instead of Lonzo Ball, they probably would have had a whole different conversation right now.
Mm.
But
Hold on, the
That's
fact
Magic fault. Magic wanted the draft
he
Lonzo.
wanted to draft ball, but the fact that Boston was able to trade from 1 to 3 and get the best player in the draft is just wild. Went 1 to 3 and got more first round picks and then
Yeah,
drafted Taylor. That was amazing. So,
yeah.
but
They
that
messed it up,
leads
and
to
then
this.
they were able to draft Brown. They were able to draft Brown too
Yeah, they
the year
drafted Brown
before.
before Taylor. They had
Yeah,
got Brown before Taylor because of and the reason why they got those draft picks was because of the
the Brooklyn
Kevin
trade.
Garnett, Paul Pierce
Yeah,
trade. Yep,
yeah, I
yep.
remember that. Yeah.
So, all right,
Yep.
so we're gonna go to the next segment, which is facts or nah. So we're gonna say a statement, and we're gonna say if it's facts or not. Okay.
Yeah.
So first up, the first one I had is Zion the leading candidate for MVP? Facts or
Nah,
not?
nah. It's Tatum or Luca. I put Tatum and Luca before him, but Zion definitely has especially if they continue to be the number one seed, which I don't think they are. I think they're gonna go not to like 7. They're gonna go to like 4 to me, 4 or 5. But Zion has been going crazy, and I'm happy for him. And if Ingram could stay healthy, they'll be legit. They could be legit. Probably going to the Western Conference Finals at least,
Okay.
unless they're going to shock us like a Boston and go to the finals. Okay, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. Free gumbo for everybody.
You're so crazy. I'll say nah. I'll say nah for now too. Right now, I do agree with you. I think it's Tatum. Then it's Luca. I actually would probably stick Giannis up there a little bit too, before Zion. But Zion
Giannis,
is definitely rising.
I feel bad for Giannis because at the end of the day, Giannis is gonna get these numbers forever, and he's not gonna win MVP. He's gonna do. They're gonna do how they did LeBron. LeBron could have won a couple more times, but because they're like bored, they're like, nah, too much.
Absolutely agree.
Let's go.
I mean, I
Now they
agree.
gotta
I
do.
mean, him and Jokic, I think, are not going to win MVPs
They're
again
not.
because even Jokic is having another one of these great, MVP years.
They get bored.
I got another facts and nod for you. Jokic is the best player in Denver
Joker,
history, even over Carmelo Anthony.
the Joker,
Yeah, is the best player coming out of Denver, even over Carmelo Anthony. Facts or not?
the best player. Yes.
I agree.
And that was hard
You
for
know,
me to swallow. That was hard for me to swallow.
I know it was.
Um, I'm over here hard, like my throat is hurting, but it's okay. Yeah, I'll say joke. I put it. His numbers speak for itself. He was also and when Carmelo was the best player, he took him far that one time against Kobe, and they could have won that series. But Joker, well, no, Joker went to the Western Conference Finals too. So yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
they
say
got beat by
Joker.
the Lakers.
They got
Yeah,
beat. Yeah, they got beat by
I say I
Steph.
feel bad for Carmelo because it's even more sad that Joker wears his number too, number 15.
Oh, I
So
didn't
that's
even
gonna
notice
be
until now.
you didn't even
Dang.
notice that. I was telling somebody
Yeah.
I said it's gonna be interesting when they have to retire that number. Who are they gonna retire that number under? Because
Oh, honey, you saw that contract Joker just signed. It's gonna be
oh yeah,
Joker.
it's gonna be Joker. And I'm a big Joker fan, but I feel like he's not gonna win MVP because them years he had and the way Joker game is, it's not flashy enough in some people's eyes. I think it's flashy
Love
enough
it. I love his
to
game.
get up there. But I think I have Zion at 4 right now. But with New Orleans and the way New Orleans is playing, and I went back to the other facts one, but the way New
Hmm.
Orleans is playing, Zion definitely got a chance. All right, for the next one, do you got one for me?
Yeah, I got one for you. Ja will end up having a better career than Luca. Facts or nah?
Oh, that's a nah. I'm sorry. That's a nah. Nah. Look, and I like Ja. I like Ja. Here's the thing
No,
that's gonna
it's just
scare me.
I'm
Here's
worried
the
about
no,
him
hold on.
sometimes.
Here's the thing that's gonna scare me about Ja. Luca has a better chance to have a longer career than Ja because Luca,
Game is by his own
his
pace.
style is more conclusive for him to play longer. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Ja is going to be in the Derrick Rose, Russell Westbrook, where they play great, and
Yeah.
then all of a sudden the bottom just fall out. They just go from great to just absolutely garbage juice, and then there's nothing you can do about it. And that's why I think Luka's going to last a little bit longer. Ja will probably get the more flashier points
Hmm.
right now. I mean, now Ja got to deal with 19. And I don't know if you read the story about Luca and his mom.
Mm.
Um, Luca is having a situation where his mom owns his name and his brand,
Oh
and he
wow.
was recently suing her. He just decided to drop it. He was suing her for his brand name, but she
Right.
won't sell it to him. So that's why you don't see a lot of stuff with Luca brand because he can't even get his name from his mom. His mom already owns his brand and name.
Oh wow.
So Ja will probably get the more flashier in the
Hmm.
early, but when we look back, I mean, Nick Wright did the top 100, and I listened to that one day, and he had Luca at 20, which I thought was
And he
wild.
loves Luca.
But I will say, bro, listen to how he broke it down. I can get why you can say it because it's kind of like he had a perfect example when he said this. It's kind of like when we did the top 50, when they did the NBA 50 greatest players of all time, right?
Hmm.
That was in
Hmm.
97, I believe, 97 or
Yeah.
98, right?
Yeah.
Shaq was already in the list. No, it was
Yeah.
96. It was 96. Shaq had already made the list, which people thought was wild back then because he made it over someone like a Dominique Wilkins, right?
Yeah.
But now we look in the future and we like, nah, that wasn't wild at all.
Yeah.
he, he definitely was a top 50
I'm glad
great player.
Dominique made it though. I'm glad they put him
I'm
on that
glad,
75
you know,
team. He
they,
deserved it.
yeah, Dominique, he did. He is very disrespected. I got Dominique in my top 10 small forwards of all time.
Oh, I'm like, please don't say of all time. I'm not in the mood.
Ah,
So next I have if if Penny facts or not, if Penny never got hurt, he would have been better than Kobe.
oh, that's facts. Yes, Kobe fan. Oh, that's facts. Look here, man. Penny Hardaway.
That's
People,
actually a legit. That's actually a. I heard someone say that's what made me put that in. I heard someone say that, and first I was pissed, but then I started to think, and I understand why, and I'm not mad about it.
Oh man,
So I'm not mad. Now do I have him above Kobe? Right, of course not, because he got injured and all that other stuff. But if he would have gotten injured because of his game and how the way he played, I wish Shaq would have stayed with him. But fortunately, he did leave, because I don't think he would have won championships the
I
way he did.
mean,
I don't think he would have. With
I
Penny
mean
being that,
because Penny got hurt, it's hard to say
that's what I
because
mean. That's what I mean.
yeah,
Yeah. So if he
if
would
he
have
would have
stayed
stayed,
and all that hurting of Penny kept on going, we probably be talking about a whole different career for Shaq.
yeah.
So,
I mean, I
but
can agree with that. I can agree with
I
that.
know Penny. You can say your piece though. I know Penny is legit. I know.
I mean, Penny Penny was like the new age Magic Johnson, right?
Right.
He was
No, I agree.
Magic Johnson. It was just nothing that we never seen before. 6'7", probably about 200 pounds, maybe 210 at his good
Mhm.
prime with that court vision and all that. And I mean, he balled out from the start, from day
Right.
one. He was up there. Um, I couldn't imagine if he played in this generation. Like if you would have put him in this generation with this
He would have went
fast
crazy.
break up and down, oh, he would have went crazy. It would. But and this ain't no disrespect to Kobe. Let me say this. I
I'm
know
not.
people.
I know. That's why I put it. I feel like it was respectable because he, as if he didn't get injured. So I'm
He would
good.
have been.
I'm
And let me say it
cool.
like this. He would have been just as good as Kobe. It would have been. Then of course it would have been championships. Of course, you know how many
Yeah.
he would have ended up winning because
Yeah.
it when Shaq left, he had a good year, and then I think that's when I think after that
That's when
first
his
good year,
knees
that's
got hurt.
the knees started breaking down.
Yeah.
So we never got to really see what he could have did by
Yeah.
himself and how they would have had to build that team. And who boy, Orlando Magic, quiet as kept, is one of the most unluckiest franchises. Because you got to think they had Penny and Shaq. They
Yeah.
lost Shaq and Penny got hurt. People
Hmm.
also forget
They could have got
T-Mac.
Timmy, right?
They could
Could have
have
been
got
trying to
Tim
get Timmy.
Duncan. They actually had him. They had Tim Duncan. All points said Tim Duncan was going to go to Orlando until Pop came there and convinced him to come back to San Antonio. But also
Right.
remember that year when they signed T Mac, they signed Grant Hill, but that was the Grant Hill after the ankle injuries and
Yeah.
another what if All Star Grant Hill.
You don't
So
know, Grant would have been. Yeah, Grant. Well, he did make the Hall of Fame, and that's another person you could bring in. Like, was his career too short to be a Hall of Famer? I think it was just how his impact was. Like
oh
people,
yeah,
and I think they put him in for potential of what he should have been. First off, I'm sorry, he did play long. He just didn't play long to where how
he didn't
like
play at the elite level at
yeah,
a long time.
yeah,
Yeah.
because he got hurt.
He carved out a decent career with Phoenix, becoming more of a 3 and D type player.
Yeah.
So I mean but that's gonna be tough because to me I tell people Grant Hill was LeBron before LeBron.
No, I agree. Grant was like could have been legit a top,
Oh yeah,
like his talent wise was like top 10. Could have been like
yeah.
top 10 level. Like it could have been. So now I gotta oh Victor will end up with the Spurs, facts or nah. Like, are the Spurs tanking for him? It seemed like they are. That's just my opinion. And if Pop get Victor, woo! He finally be back in. He low key almost be back into the playoffs again.
We'll see. They're definitely tanking for him. They're absolutely.
Absolutely taking. Like
Oh yeah, they're doing the same. They hoping to hit Duncan.
that's what I think. I think
Yeah,
that's what they're trying to do.
they tanked for Tim Duncan and they got Tim Duncan. So now they hoping to strike gold again and get Wingbe. Uh, it's hard to say because that lottery is so hard, and
Yeah.
they gonna feel bad if they don't because like to give you a perfect example when it doesn't work out, people forget the Boston Celtics was tanking for Tim Duncan also, and they I think they had the higher odds, and they
Yeah.
still missed out, and they got Tim Duncan, and I think Boston went down to number 4. I think they got Antonio Walker that year, I
Oh, that's
believe.
not a bad fit.
So yeah, bad pick on
That's
that gambling.
crazy.
But they're definitely tanking for Wingbe. And what you feel about Wingbe? You think he's legit?
I think he's legit. You could tell he models his game after his favorite. Like he said, his favorite player is KD, and it was someone else. I forgot. It was someone kind of
Mm,
similar. and I can tell how his game is. That's what I said. Katie, Katie, you can say what he want. Katie is the blueprint for a whole lot of these tall people that's trying to handle the
Mhm.
ball and shoot 30 feet. When his career is over and we talk about Golden State, we're going to talk about all these other players too that really these 6'10" and up guys coming after him, wanting to be like him, and we're going to have to give him his props for that. People don't want to, but they're going to have to. So and then also have one more facts or nah. I'm not going to ask this Baker question because it's ignorant, and I just realized, and I don't feel like talking about Baker no more. I'm just playing. But will the Cowboys go farther than the Eagles in the playoffs? Facts or nah?
No. Um, the Cowboys, the Cowboys to me are not
All
better
these
than
are
the
quick
Eagles.
too.
Oh yeah, quick now. No, no, no. The Cowboys, they're a good team. I don't trust Dak, and I don't trust that offense. I don't think they're better than Philly. We'll see. I think they play them on. Yep, they play them on Christmas, either Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. I think it's Christmas Eve because usually NFL tries not to have games on Christmas Day because that's the
Great
free
Christmas
agent.
present for me to see the Cowboys lose. But
So that's gonna
is
be the
CD
key
Lamb
game to
though?
see.
Think
Hmm?
CD Lamb is a top 10 wide receiver. CD Lamb. Facts or
No,
no?
no.
Thank you, because I'm tired of people trying me. I'm tired. I'm tired. Like, yeah, get on my nerves. Like, I'm just be so mad. Like, people be like, nah, CD really better than JJ. Talking about Jefferson. If he would have had, I'm like, he has Kirk Cousins, bro. Y'all act like he got Aaron Rodgers. Like, people like, nah,
Mm,
CD could do everything JJ. I'm sorry, I haven't seen it. I'm just gonna let you
yeah,
know.
I haven't seen it either. So with that being said, we're gonna do our last segment, which is our at the buzzer rant. All right, Jess, do you want to go first, or you want to hear mine first?
I'm not gonna hold you. I don't really have a rant because I don't know who to go off on and or like what to really talk about really. But I will say I think you should go because I think your rant's gonna take up the whole time anyway. But
Okay, so
I don't really have a rant, so you could go.
that's cool. So you can just feed off of it. So here's
Mm-hmm.
my at the
Okay.
buzzer rant. A lot of people has been asking me about my opinion about Deion Sanders, and here's my opinion about the Deion Sanders situation. To me, Deion did nothing wrong because I was reading the beginning, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Deion, from the beginning, was letting people know that he was looking for a power five position. Did he con a little bit? Yeah, because he the one who said HBCUs will be at the table with the power five conferences. And I remember people going wild about it, going, oh man, he's going to do that. And I was telling people the same thing. It's not as easy as it sounds to try to get HBCUs to compete with these big Power Five schools. But Deion said it, right? He said God put him at this place, right? So I can understand the hurt from the
Mm-hmm.
community and feeling
Mm-hmm.
like he's a sellout
Mm-hmm.
by leaving for Colorado. But I tell people from the beginning, if you pay attention to prime time and what he's been doing, he's been breadcrumbing that was his plan from the beginning.
He did say
Because
that.
for Deion Sanders to truly change HBCUs and the impact he had, he would have to be there at least 10 to 15 years. And no one saw that being possible. He was not planning to be there. And I even will tell Colorado fans, oh, don't get too excited. Oh, don't get too excited. Because I'm telling you now, in 3 or 4 years, he do good. He's leaving y'all too. You think he's going to stay cold behind Boulder, Colorado
They
for
have a
10,
beautiful
15 years?
campus. They have a beautiful campus.
That he is waiting on that Florida State position to open up so he can jump on that Florida State position. I'm not mad at Deion Sanders about that. I am mad and disappointed with our community by their continual bashing of Jackson State by all these wild rumors and sending all these videos about, oh, Jackson State stole money, Jackson State stole this. And I told people, where is the proof? Oh, it's this video. You showed me a TikTok video with one of our Caucasian listeners, and I'm sitting here like, how does he know what happened at Jackson State? How does he
Mm-hmm.
know they were stealing money from the program? To me, it seems like they want to bury Jackson State to lift up Prime, and I'm disappointed in that because HBCUs already kind of get a bad reputation at some of them. They claim that they always are well underfunded, which there's a lot of proof showing why they're underfunded and the reasons of that. But if we continue bashing them, How is Jackson State ever going to go back to what they used to be? What would make them want to go to that school if you keep telling them they stole money? And why did this not come out while Deion Sanders was there? It sounds like to me the brokenhearted girlfriend that says, "Oh, his is too little" after you done broke over the relationship, and we all look at you like, "Well, you was with him for 6 years, so you wasn't complaining then." So what Deion Sanders didn't do was wrong. Did he use Jackson State as a step to reach a Power Five? He absolutely did. People could disagree with me with that, but you got to think of it like this. Deion Sanders basically skipped a step, right? Deion Sanders, like most coaches, have to be like a DB coach or defensive coordinator, and then till they got a head coaching job. Deion Sanders did not want to do that. So first he opened up Prime Academy because he wasn't going to be on nobody's staff at high school. He did
Mm-hmm.
that. He couldn't make it to Division One with no credentials. So what he did was he went to Jackson State and skipped a step, right? He used Jackson State to prop himself up as a head coach, so then he could use it to be taking a Power Five position. And even now, he's doing more of his promoting already now because if you look at it, Colorado already printing out prime shirts in black and gold. He's already making Colorado about himself. I'm not blaming him for that, but I wish people would just see the con into it and not praise him up as a black messiah or a black Jesus, lifting us all up when he's really just conning all of us to put more money in his pockets. That's my rant at the buzzer.
Ooh, good
So,
point.
mhm,
I agree with I to be honest with you, let me just put in my 2 cents. I agree with both sides. I don't see nothing wrong with him leaving. I also understand why everyone is hurt by it. But he did say he was
absolutely.
but he did say he didn't promise that he was gonna be there for long. I just want to put that out. He never promised that. He also,
No,
I mean, he just said he would change and honestly he did change it.
he did.
He
He
changed it a
absolutely
little.
did.
He changed it a little bit, at least. I mean, he did say what he was going to do, and he did do it. He delivered a couple of championships. I mean, I don't. It is what it is. I mean, now the kids like Travis Hunter and stuff, I understand. I don't even think Travis Hunter even, for what I've heard he's not hurt. He could easily
Yeah.
go somewhere,
Oh yeah.
easily, anywhere,
From my understanding,
anywhere.
UGA is heavily recruiting him again to try to get him to
And
come
he's
to
probably gonna
UGA.
go.
So,
He might go back to his favorite school was Florida State.
but
He could probably go there, but someone he's gonna get picked up. So I wouldn't worry about him.